Hello, collective. I am Juanica, also known as Miss Astrology, and this is our Leo season video. I'm excited to bring you this video. I absolutely love Leo season. It is one of my favorite times of year, but it would make sense as I am a Leo rising with Jupiter in Leo. So this is a good time for me. And I do believe that this has the potential to be a good time for the collective as a whole. Now, we do have some other things that are happening in the sky that will impact Leo season differently than it has previously. But there's a lot to learn from this. And specifically because Saturn is across the sky in Aquarius. So on July 22nd, which is today, Friday, the sun moves into the sign of Leo. And as we go into Leo season, the moon will actually be in Taurus. So automatically we are dealing with the square between the sun and the moon, even if not by exact aspect, still by sign. And the moon loves to be in the sign of Taurus. And so emotionally, we are likely feeling some things that maybe we're not so proud of with the sun being in Leo. And we're really trying to find that sense of stability with both of them being a fixed sign. And then we do have Saturn in Aquarius, which is also another fixed sign, a part of this fixed aspect that we have going on here, that is really reminding us that this is a time of growth and maturity. This is a time of really being responsible and leveling up. And this is a difficult time for a lot of us, specifically those with Leo energy and with personal planets in the sign of Leo. So if your sun, your moon, Mercury, or even Venus are in Leo, you may really be learning some lessons when it comes to those things that really drive your own ego, drive your own creative self-expression, your own inner child, the things that you call fun. You may really find yourself being challenged in those areas. And Leo can also represent romance and relationships. And so this does also have the potential to be a time where you're struggling in that department and more than what you're used to, because Leo is such a grand sign. And with Saturn across the sky in Aquarius, it's really time to put discipline and learn the lessons from how being grand all the time and even being selfish can affect us. Now, I say this often, I don't necessarily see selfish as a negative thing. I don't necessarily see it as bad. And for me, this is because there are times when we do need to be a little bit more self-centered. We do need to consider ourselves first. I mean, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and their key word is I am. And Leo loves Aries, and the sun rules, is exalted in the sign of Aries, although it's home in Leo. So we're still feeling the energy of selfishness and self-centeredness. Sorry, my dog has his favorite toy. I know he's going to bring it back. We will find ourselves in this time of self-centeredness and selfishness. But Saturn is in Aquarius, really wanting us to remember the collective and really wanting us to remember how, even as individuals, our choices can impact positively or negatively the collective as a whole. And the collective as a whole is learning a lesson. So this does have the potential to kind of be like this catch-22 to where we're either needing to focus on ourselves more and focus on what brings us actual joy and where we are expressing ourselves and where we are allowing our egos. But I don't think egos are a bad thing. I don't subscribe to killing the ego. I subscribe to nurturing the ego. But we're either learning that either we need to focus more on ourselves, on our joys, on what stimulates our ego, or we need to really get in where we fit in and not be so self-centered and not be so about our own wants and desires. Leo's key word is I will. Like, this is your will, your driving force. How are you going to use this energy? Are you going to use it to cheer yourself up? and get yourself back into that creative mode and have some fun with yourself? Or are you going to use this energy to contribute to the cheering up of the collective, of humanity, of your community, of your social groups? This is what Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, and Aquarius is Leo's opposite sign. That's Leo's sister sign. So where Leo can be all about I will, Aquarius is all about I know. And so it's about that, I've done my thing. I've learned my lessons. I've learned about myself. I'm growing within myself. Now, how can I teach the things that I know through my own creative abilities, through my own creative expressions, through my own younger experiences? How can I take what I know and offer it into the collective? Aquarius is a very wise sign, and Saturn is the co-ruler of Aquarius. And so this energy is strong, and it is about learning, and it is about discipline. It is about the lessons. And so that's going to be strongest for Leo and Aquarius energy. I also feel like Taurus and Scorpio are dealing with this as well, simply because they are a part of that fixed aspect that is happening, this fixed kite that we're getting, or a grand square, really. So Taurus and Aquarius, and plus Taurus has the north node, Scorpio has the south node, Uranus is in Taurus right now. So some changes are happening, but how do we get in where we fit in? Does that mean we're getting in where we fit in back to ourselves, back within ourselves, or are we really starting to contribute more to the collective now? This is what Leo season is bringing. And I do think that it has the potential to be a really great time of year for us. It really has the potential to be fun, to be expressive, remembering that the sun is home in the sign of Leo. So yeah, it's going to be hot. Also, we have Chiron and Aries, so there's some hot-headedness can still take place with this. And so we really want to keep those things in mind. Also, on a more mundane level, if you have personal planets in Leo, or even if you have Mars in Leo, you really want to be careful of your spine and your heart during these times. You really want to make sure you're protecting that, protecting your blood flow, making sure that your blood is flowing, not spending too much time lying on your back. Make sure you're stretching your back. Also, those Leo planets, or those people with personal planets in Leo, this is also going to be a good time to make sure that you're resting. And I said this on the Civil Book Show yesterday. Leo is represented by the lion. And if we know lions, we know that they move really at a leisurely pace, right? They very much relax and kind of just enjoy their time in the sun, basking in the sun. Yeah, they get excited and they get worked up when it's time to eat or to, catch prey or to protect. But otherwise, it's a very relaxed kind of energy. And so this is something that we want to keep in mind, specifically with dealing with the fixed signs. They don't move really fast. They tend to be a little bit more stubborn and slow to move. And so this is a time that we do want to be a little bit mindful in making sure that we're slower to move, stretching our spine, working our heart, but not in a sudden kind of way. This is not the time to be scaring people. Okay, this is not the time to be watching scary movies. This could give palpitations or stress on the heart that's unnecessary. Also, you want to stretch your spine. I've read recently that stretching your spine and doing spinal exercises has been proven to add years to your life. And for me, this makes sense. Leo ruling the spine. Leo being ruled by the sun, which is our spark, is our life force. And so I think that this is something that's very important. So we have that Leo new moon on the 28th, and on that exact same day, Jupiter goes retrograde in the sign of Aries. And Jupiter in Aries is another fire sign, and we get that new moon in a fire sign. And so I do believe that this will be really good energy and moving forward to set intentions on really reviewing what our higher self is looking for and how this will really play into just being proud of who we are and what we're doing in this world. I say higher self because Jupiter represents that higher consciousness, that higher education, that higher level of yourself. It is the biggest planet in the solar system. So it is asking you to think bigger, think higher, go above and beyond in your examination of yourself, because it is retrograding, which is all about the RE, the review, rethink, reorganize, rehearse, relax. So this is really about reviewing that higher thinking of yourself, because Aries is a sign of I am, and then the sun and the moon will be in the sign of Leo, which is I will. This is still very much about who we are and what we will do with our gifts and with our creative selves and with the joy and what makes us proud. Okay, so as Jupiter retrogrades, we will be examining that more, and we should lean into examining that more. I also think, as a prediction, as an astrologer, that student loan forgiveness will be passed, and this is something that will happen later in the year once Jupiter makes its way back to Pisces. Again, Jupiter being higher education, bigger, so bigger debts, big amount of debts, right? But Pisces is very much the sign of forgiveness. And so once we go back, Jupiter retrogrades back into Pisces, I do think student loan forgiveness is something that we'll see. And I also think that at this time that this is a good opportunity to forgive ourselves and to forgive, maybe those times when we weren't really just true to who we are, and how we can pivot, how we can adjust and go from that place of feeling sorry for ourselves, because Pisces does tend to be a sign that contributes to its own self-doing, can play the victim, can be the martyr. And as Jupiter retrogrades, it's about us really learning and revisiting those ideas and how they contribute to our higher selves. We can't always be the victim. And sometimes you are the victim, and you still just got to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward with the lessons that you've learned through that victimization. And so you can't use that as an excuse. You can't use that as a crutch to continue to walk in your wallows. That you have to forgive yourself, forgive those around you, ascend to a higher level of thinking, a higher consciousness, and then move forward with really what it is that you desire and what it is that you feel headstrong about, if you will, because Jupiter does go into Aries next year and will transit through Aries the entire year of 2023. And so if we can pivot and readjust and get to that place of forgiveness within ourselves, and then, okay, what's next? How am I going to take what I know, what I've learned, the tasks that I've accomplished and overcome? Because Saturn in Aquarius is still going to make that positive aspect to Jupiter in Aries for the next couple of months. So we're still in this place where what we're learning and what we're implementing and the hard work that we're doing really have the potential to pay off. But we just have to, sorry about that. My dog came in and my son started barking. So, this really does have the potential to be a very much a higher level, thinking and change and examination for us. This new moon that's happening on the 28th is a really good time to just invite in that newness of self-awareness, of self-expression, of creativity, of fun, of how we incorporate our will, our ego, our own drive into the collective, and really teach what we know and even learn. For some of us, it's learning because we already have mastered selfishness, specifically if you have Aries and Leo placements. For a lot of us, this is about how do we incorporate what we've learned and what we know into our communities. On August 3rd, Mercury goes into Virgo. And so Mercury is currently in the sign of Leo right now. And so a lot of us are, talking about what we're proud of, how we're going to move forward, what our plans are. And then August 3rd, Mercury moves into Virgo. And this is when we'll start working out the details. This is also a time where we can really begin to overthink situations, over criticize situations. And so we really want to be mindful of that and mindful of just not trying to seek perfection, because this will weigh on our pride and weigh on the joy that we're really trying to incorporate from that new moon. Mercury is at home in the sign of Virgo, so Mercury likes to think, it likes to try to figure things out, but we still want to continue to lean on that Leo energy. Also, as we move into or get ready to move into Virgo season, we'll start to think about our health a lot more and our own wellness. And so really start to figure out what those things that you you are, that are going to make you proud. Maybe it is getting in some yoga, doing those back stretches and those spine stretches, or just moving your body, getting your heart rate up a little bit, that you can really be proud of and that you can really see how you can incorporate this into your daily life. Mercury in Virgo does rule like our day-to-day task, our day-to-day work, our day-to-day routines and rituals. So when Mercury goes into Virgo at the beginning of August, we'll start to think about that more. And this is important, but it's important to first find out what makes us joyful, what we are proud of. It's okay to be proud of yourself. And so then we get the full moon on August the 11th, and that means the sun will be in Leo and the moon will be in Pisces. And during this time, we may find ourselves really examining our friend groups, our social groups, and where we need to maybe bring some things to an end. Maybe we need to, find a new friend group, could be possible, one where we fit in a little bit better. And this is what we could likely be dealing with and experience and trying to figure out this first part of Leo season, how it is important that we are a part of a group where we are able to contribute as well as learn, where we're able to, have fun and be ourselves, as well as be serious and accomplish tasks and get things done. We really are trying to get in where we fit in. And so for people with Aquarius moons or Aquarius placements, you really may find yourself finding new friend groups with that full moon that's on the 13th. That's on the 11th. And on that same day, Venus will then enter Leo. So this is really good energy. Venus and Leo is a lot of fun. It's a really good time. It's really valuing those things that just make you smile, that make you feel really good, that let your inner child play. And so this could very well be you finding new friend groups, finding new creative ideas and expressions with groups of people that you never would have thought that you could get along with, and finding that you're really having a good time. You're really feeling like you're fitting in. You're really feeling valuable, and your friend groups are feeling valuable to you. So just really be open to that as we go into August. It's really important with Saturn in Aquarius that we find the friend groups, we find the community and the collective, and we gather in places that we are able to be ourselves, that we are able to express ourselves freely and allow our inner child to explore and play, while also contributing, while also teaching, while also learning. So this is really what this energy is bringing forth for the rest of the year. And Saturn in Aquarius is teaching us. And so this is really the good time to kind of balance that out while the sun and Venus and the moon transit Leo. This is going to be a really good time to figure that out, and then moving forward, really implement this growth structure through others. And then on August 20th, Mars will move into Gemini. And Mars is actually going to spend a lot of time in Gemini this year because it does retrograde. And so this is really a lot of energy that has the potential to be getting things done on a day-to-day basis, really taking care of your neighborhood, the people around you, those things that are very familiar to you. However, Mars in Gemini also has the potential to be all over the place, as well as very sarcastic and just energy that can be very gossipy and very two-faced, because we know that the signs, it's not the planets, it's the signs that offer both a higher level and a lower level. That the higher level being, what can I do in my day-to-day life? What actions can I take in my day-to-day life to really elevate my thinking, to really get me more involved in my community, to maybe be closer to my siblings or the people that I interact with on a day-to-day basis? How can I be more social? This is the higher energy of Mars and Gemini. The lower energy of Mars and Gemini would be gossip, would be sarcastic remarks, would be driving really fast, because that Gemini energy, Gemini is also ruled by Virgo. Virgo at this point will be Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. Mercury will at this point be in the sign of Virgo, which is its other home sign, making a square to Mars and Gemini. So this has the potential to be car accidents, driving recklessly, driving really fast, on just your day-to-day routine job. You're going to your job, or you're going to visit someone that you go see on a pretty regular basis, or even your favorite restaurant, or a doctor's appointment, or just a routine doctor's appointment where, you know, there's aggression on the road, there's driving too fast, those kind of things. So really be mindful of that as we get into later into August and prepare for Virgo season. And I'll come back with a video before then. But we just really want to know what is ahead of us so we can know how to adjust certain parts of our life to flow with the energy that the planets are offering us. So while the sun and Venus and even right now Mercury are in Leo, this is really a time to tap into what allows our inner child to express itself, what is creative and fun for us, what really allows us to feel proud of ourselves and even stroke our ego some, while at the same time staying disciplined, staying focused on the lessons that we can implement, teach, or learn from our community, from the collective that we gather with, how we could be more forward thinking and futuristic. We're going to see more changes to the financial structure with Uranus in the North Node in Taurus, and now the Sun is in Leo, so this contributes to that square. And so we'll see more. You know, I really think that inflation and those kind of things are going to just, this is the new normal. Like prices are just going up. Where we're going to be asked to be more forward thinking is in how we collect food locally, shopping more locally, purchasing from more people that are close by our homes, because Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It really likes to stay close to home. And so this is about us really diverting or pivoting our thinking, our purchasing. And also, I've said it several times, cryptocurrencies are not going anywhere. They're going to be here to stay. If you even, you know, tap into my parents' generation, my mom would have never thought that you could do your banking on a phone. Like, look at your numbers on a phone, not calling in and balancing your checkbook. So we can't be afraid of that change. This is change that the planets are implementing. We just need to be ready for it. And we need to see how we can contribute to this and really find joy and pride in what it is that we're doing for this Leo season. So I'm really excited about Leo season. I hope that you are too. I hope you will share this video with someone who could use this information. Those that have fire energy are really going to feel it a lot. So I do think that Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are really going to feel this energy and can really use it to ignite that excitement within them and to really be proud of their own healing, their ascension, their higher consciousness. I do think that this will be a little bit more difficult for the fixed signs, which are Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. These are the signs that really want to not be so stubborn, but not be so quick to move. I also think these are the signs that want to take their health seriously during this time and really be on that. And also to know that you're going to probably feel the most challenge and are the ones that are learning the most lessons on how you can incorporate what you do and what you're proud of with the collective and how to move forward in a way that offers insight for all, that is joy and pride for all, and that your inner child is allowed to explore and to grow and to really mature. Because even though we all have that inner child, that we still have a lot to mature from our inner child and to grow up from and to even heal from Chiron and Aries. So I hope this video helps. Share it with a friend. Leave me some feedback and let me know what you think. And until next time, peace.